Hey everybody, it's Kyle coming at you live from my car while I wait at swim practice in the parking lot. What a week since I last talked to you guys. Tiring. All right, what is bugging me? What's bugging me? Probably the biggest thing that's bugging me right now has to do with something that was on television Sunday night that I didn't even actually see at the time. I actually heard about it and watched it later. But on 60 Minutes last Sunday, there was a story about UFOs. And the fact that they are legitimately real. The story, I mean, I know you guys had heard probably, if you know anything about any of this, you may have heard something within the last couple years or something that some of these people who were involved in seeing UFOs that worked in the military or were enlisted in the military or whatever came out and started speaking about them. Long story short, what has happened is a bunch of the UFO research and studies done by our government are set to be declassified, basically. And I know that you probably saw, I think it was, I don't know if that was a year ago or what, where some of the footage was released from some of our fighter jets and stuff, some footage that they had captured when they were kind of tracking these things. And just how fast these things move and all that stuff. But the most shocking thing to me in this entire story on 60 Minutes would have to be the fact that one pilot who flew over this same area for a couple years said that every day there would be a sighting or an experience with these UFOs. And that was just kind of shocking to me. And then there was another pilot, I believe he was in charge of the squadron or whatever, and then one of his other pilots, a female, was there. And those two were with their squadron flying in two separate planes, and they had somebody in the back of the cockpit as well with them. They're going through different operations and training. And when the training stuff was over, their base told those two, the leader of the squadron and this woman pilot, to go investigate an anomaly, and they gave them coordinates. And so they flew to this area. It was, I believe it was over the Atlantic Ocean. And they came upon this area in the middle of the ocean where everything else looked pretty much the same, but this one area, instead of the blue waves or whatever you might see out there, there was kind of a foamy area, like something had just fallen into the ocean or came out of the ocean. And the leader of the squadron kind of circled around and was going to fly down towards it to look closer. And his other pilot said, "Hey, sir, look down there." And he did. And they saw this like pill-shaped thing that was about the same size as their planes. So as, a fighter jet. And it started mimicking everything that he did. As far as when he was flying, if he would move to the right, it would move to its right. If he would go down, it would go down, or whatever. And it's just really insane listening to him talk about it. And these are people who, it's pretty hard not to believe them. Now, none of them said, "Oh, it's definitely aliens," but what humans have this kind of power, this kind of ability, this technology to make things that go 13,000 miles per hour, or things that fly straight down into the ocean or fly up out of the ocean at full speed, or things that could be right next to you and then turn and zip off to where you can't even see them and where they went so quickly. Or there's another craft that had dropped 80,000 feet in 1 second. Just impossible feats. There's nothing that's man-made that could do this. So anyway, I guess the Pentagon is due to next month, so that would be in June, at some point to fully release all these studies and declassify all those materials. If that happens, and I guess Congress is going to be looking at all this stuff too, but then I don't know, man. I mean, are we admitting that there's intelligent life outside of planet Earth? I think we are. You know? I mean, in a fantasy world, I would hope that would bring all human beings together to help us all understand we all are human beings. And I'm not talking about us versus them mentality, like us versus extraterrestrials. That's not what I'm saying. But I would hope that this discovery and these facts would help us understand that, in essence, we're all the same and we're human beings. So what's bugging me about all this? Well, I mean, geez, it's bugging me in general to think that there's such powerful beings out there with such powerful technology, you know, and that we're just, yeah. I mean, I always kind of figured it's impossible for us to be the only intelligent life forms in the entire universe, you know, but now I think we're finding out that we're not. And it's interesting because I was talking to my son about it, and I told him about this declassification and these videos and stuff. And he said, well, why do you think if these are extraterrestrials, why do you think they haven't communicated with us? And I said, why don't you take a look at us and tell me why? You know? I mean, first of all, we're still using fossil fuels, which is insane. Second of all, we fight amongst each other all the time over things like race and religion, sexuality. I mean, now even politics. And it's insane. It's absolutely ridiculous. In essence, we're all human beings. And we should all unite together. And hopefully, you know, if we are afforded the opportunity to meet any extraterrestrials or anything like that, or be able to communicate with them, we can come across as intelligent life to them. Because right now, I don't know how intelligent we look. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anyway, that's what kind of bugged me about it. I enjoyed it, and I'm excited and interested in it and all that stuff. And I'll put links to the video that I watch from 60 Minutes. I'll put a link in the notes, and you can go check it out yourself on YouTube. But it's pretty, you know, I would say it's alarming. To me, like when I was watching it and listening to what these folks are saying, I was alarmed a little bit. Because it's like, whoa, hold up. I mean, what the hell are we going to do if this is real, you know, and this is true? I don't know. I don't know if I believe it's true entirely or not, but I got to say the evidence is pretty straightforward. And if you watch these things and you listen to these people talk, and the fact that it's a variety of people also that know about it and have experienced it, that are in positions of power within our military, then it's pretty hard to deny that it exists. Whether or not it's alien, that's a whole other ball of wax there, and I don't know. You know, I was talking to Mikey and PP about it a little bit, and you know, yeah, I totally believe that there are extraterrestrials, and I do believe that they have been here and have watched us, and maybe they were here way before we were here. I mean, think about Antarctica. Think about the bottom of the ocean, you know? I mean, we're trying to reach out to space and go to different places in space, but we haven't even completely discovered everything that's on our own planet yet. So, I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see what happens and take it from there. But, It was really interesting, and like I say, just a little bit alarming, not necessarily in a bad way, just more in a kind of, oh boy way. I'm going to go ahead and throw it over to Kyle, and I'll be right back after he gives you a little talk there. Hey, Kyle. All right, and we're back. Okay, so what am I into right now? Well, you know, listen to a few new records. I did get a new copy, not a new copy, it's the only copy I have, but I've listened to this Ravel's Bolero many times in my life. My parents had it when I was a kid on vinyl, and I listened to it all the time. I liked it. If you don't know what it is exactly, if you've ever seen the film 10 with Dudley Moore and Bo Derek, it's in there. It's music that's prominently displayed within that movie. So, but yeah, I like it. I like classical music sometimes. I'm not a big classical music head, and I'm not a big jazz head either, but I like listening to both of them. So I came across a copy of Ravel's Bolero and picked that puppy up, and yeah, it's pretty good. So I listened to that a little bit this weekend. That's about it as far as music goes. Got some records coming. I got Starcrawler, their second album, which is, I don't know if you've heard of that band, but it's a female-led kind of hard, grungy rock punk band from California that's really great, by the way. She's alarmingly skinny, but and I just kind of, I don't know, they kind of have a kind of creepy, scary look to them, but great music. I don't really care what they look like. They sound great. It's a good hard rock, and I'm always on board for that. And then I have ordered a copy of Queensryche's Operation Mindcrime. It is being re-released on vinyl. I believe it's towards the end of June. So I'm really looking forward to getting that when it comes out, because it's such a great record. So that'll be great as well. Other than that, I mean, I've just been listening to some older stuff I have. I'll put a link up of the recent spins that I've had and just see what you think. Let's see, movies, TV. Well, let's see. We watched the second film of The Kingsman, The Golden Circle. And boy, really out there, man. I mean, that the first one is like over the top crazy action that's impossible type of stuff too. But this one, it's like they said, okay, the last film we made looked pretty crazy. Let's smoke a bunch of crack and make the next film. Because this shit is insane, man. That second film is absolutely nuts. I have not seen such crazy stuff in my entire life. The first one had an aspect of that too, but the second one is just wow. The baddie is played by Julianne Moore, and it's great still, and it's entertaining and fun and all that stuff, but it's almost preposterous sometimes just how crazy some of the situations are and the set pieces and all that stuff. Really nuts. A bunch of people in it too, in addition to Taron Egerton, I believe is his name, and then you have Clive, or I can't remember the guy's name. I can't remember. It doesn't really matter. There's a bunch of people in it, and even Pedro Pascal is in it. Yep, the Mandalorian himself, Din Djarin, he's in it. It's good. Check it out if you get a chance. It's really, if you like the first one, you'll probably like the second one, just maybe not as much. And I'm also looking forward to the third one, which is kind of a prequel, and Ralph Fiennes is in it. I think he's the first Kingsman. So that'll be interesting as well. I'm looking forward to that one. Let's see. Other than that, I did watch all of the new Love, Death Plus Robots series, the second season on Netflix. I really liked the first season. I watched it like immediately when it came out, and so I was pretty excited to see the second one out. And I went through it pretty quick. Definitely pretty incredible. There's a lot of stuff in there that's, I'd almost want to watch some of them again because it's pretty deep stuff. But I love that type of stuff. I love short form science fiction and horror and stuff like that. So right up my alley. But yeah, I would highly recommend that also if you've not watched that yet. Yeah, other than that, I mean, I did finally get my wife to watch the IT Crowd with me. We're both big fans of Matt Berry, and we love Toast of London, and we've watched him do a few other things out there. You know, I even bought one of his records. I think I talked about that. It's good. It's really good. You know, he has like, I want to say 6 or 7 studio albums. And he's got a new one coming out here. It may have already come out. I don't know. But he's a talented musician. I mean, on the record that I have, he plays every single instrument except for drums. And then he has someone that has a sit-down steel guitar. But he plays every other instrument on the record. It's pretty amazing. He's quite the talented musician. His singing style, it's all right, you know. I will say that I like Tim Heidecker a lot, but I will say that I think Matt Berry's probably a little bit more of a talented musician. That's just my opinion. Anyway, I got my wife to start watching the IT Crowd with me. So we went back and, you know, the first season, she wasn't entirely on board. And really the first season is just okay. The second season is where it starts to get amazing. And that is where Matt Berry shows up. Spoiler alert, the head of the company that they all work for dies. And so his son takes over, and that son is played by Matt Berry. And he's amazing, dude. Once he shows up, the show just goes to a different level. So we've been watching those and really laughing. There was some good couple episodes the other night where we were definitely in tears. It was that funny. So I think she's really going to like it as we watch more of it. So that's about it on that. Not much else that I'm watching right now, really. You know, documentary series and stuff like that here and there, but nothing I can think of besides what I've talked about that's too big. Reading comics. Yeah, I mean, I haven't read too many new comics. I have my Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus with me, so I may read some comics while I'm out here waiting. But I also have that Stephen King book, Later, I believe it's called, and I'll probably look at reading that more. Yeah, I've got it here with me, so I probably will read that while I'm out here waiting. It's very good, very interested in that. And the Star Wars book, the first High Republic book that I've just been listening to as I've been mowing and stuff this at home and stuff like that. Amazing. I mean, kind of got to the end of that one. I think I have 10 minutes left, which is probably mostly credits. But it's incredible, man. I think if I like this idea and this story that they're telling and this world that they've created within the Star Wars universe. Of course, it still incorporates things that we're used to, like spaceships and battles and Jedi and lightsabers and all that jazz. But it's different, and it's different in a good way. So I think what they've done here is really good, and I look forward to the second book and more carrying forward. It'd be interesting to check that out. But yeah, I haven't been reading a whole lot different besides that. I need to get back into it a little bit. One other piece of exciting news. I did order a bump box. I'm not sure if you're familiar with those. They're not sponsoring me or anything. Nobody's sponsoring me, really. But Bump Box, they make these really high quality, well put together, well built boom boxes. And they're all Bluetooth enabled. They have FM radio tuner built in. They also have thumb drive, a USB port for thumb drives. And then they have a TF or micro SD card slot also. So you can put songs on those and pop it in there and play them too. But it's an amazing device. They sound incredible. And all the reviews I've seen of them are pretty good. There was one guy I saw where he got kind of a bad shipment and it was busted up, but they gave him a new one. But really high quality. And I'd been looking at them for a while, but but I kind of forgot about it, and they kept sending me stuff, and they finally got me because they made a Modelo special edition. That's correct. Modelo Cerveza. They have a special edition bump box that they came out with, and yeah, I mean, I had a tough time resisting. so I got that sucker on the way. Speaking of, also, one more thing, tequila. I started this Tequila Freaks group on Facebook, and it was pretty much just myself and some friends. And now I'm starting to get requests from people outside that I don't know to be a part of the group. And so it's been interesting to have other people take charge and get in there and have some comments and some stuff like that. And I'm really looking for, I hope that group grows, because not a lot of people just really love tequila. You know, most people associate tequila with the time when they were 22 or younger and they went out and drank way too many tequila shots and threw up all over the place. I may have done that. I don't really remember, but that's not how I drink tequila. I'll mix it in a cocktail and make a Paloma or a margarita or something. But most of the time I'll either drink a shot, and it's always room temperature, no lime, no salt, or I'll take it neat, just in a rocks glass. And I love it, man. It's definitely my booze of choice if I have the chance to choose. So I got a new one. It's called Ha Ha. It's spelled Jaja, which it's an internet meme. It's based on an internet meme. But it's okay. I mean, it's a silver or a clear, or a white, whatever, Blanco. It's for being the bottom, level of tequila, silver or Blanco. It's good. It's got a good refreshing flavor to it. You can taste some fruit and all that, and it's nice. It's not great. It's not the best I've ever had, but it's pretty damn good for the money. But I had to try. It was the last bottle. I'd seen it multiple times. I think it was at Target in their liquor store, but I'd seen it there before, and they had a bunch of it, and now they had one bottle left. So I kind of looked over and saw that. I'm like, gotta have it. So yeah, that's kind of cool. But yeah, that's about it, guys. I mean, not much else going on. I mean, we're just, working on stuff around the house, just living life, probably getting ready to go back to work in the office regularly now. They lifted the masks around here, started getting my kids vaccinated. They've both had their first shots now. So they'll be fully vaccinated by the time we go on our trip later this summer. I highly suggest you do that if you get a chance. If your children are 12 years old or higher, or older, take them, go get them vaccinated, man. Let's do this so we can get kids back to school, really, which is where the best place to learn is, this coming fall. So, yeah, I think if we all do that, and the more people are vaccinated, the sooner this thing's going to kind of wither away and become almost nothing. It's not just going to go away and we're going to forget it, like someone else I know said. Anyway, that's about it, guys. Not much else to report, just normal stuff. On the 100th episode, I do have some exciting news. I mean, this is episode 98 right here, so we're getting close. Probably we'll have a week off somewhere between now and that 100th. But on the 100th episode, I will have 5 exclusive interviews that will be on that episode in particular. So I may, depending on how long it is, I may break it into two releases. But I will have 5 different people that I will talk with about the podcast, talk about, things that interest them about the podcast, what they think about the format, what they think about being a parent is, that kind of thing. And it should be pretty interesting, so I'm excited. I've got it all secured, so looking forward to getting that done as well. Of course, 2 of those people are, PP and Mikey. Oh, and then, of course, Keith Beard. He's going to be on there as well. But the other 2 are kind of ace in the hole. They've never been on the podcast before, and they're going to be on the podcast for this particular episode because they are faithful listeners. That's about it, guys. Not much else going on. Just living life. It's been a rainy, crazy time around where I live, and it's just nonstop raining. Right now, there's a little bit of a break, and I see a little bit of sunlight, which I haven't seen in forever. So that's kind of nice. I think I'm going to roll the windows down, crack open this book, sit here and read, and wait for these ladies to get done with their swim practice. But I appreciate y'all listening. I will catch you guys soon. I'll have a new episode again here real soon. And, oh yeah, hey, get off my lawn.